What's going on, guys? Dale7402 back with another episode of Ringside Republic. This is your review for Monday Night Raw, May the 1st, 2017. You guys will have to excuse me if I seem tired, because I am. I'm exhausted. I'm going to try to make it through this review without yawning every 10 seconds. Monday Night Raw, guys. It had its ups and downs, high points and low points. For the most part, it was an alright show compared to what we usually get from Monday Night Raw. Tonight, the show kicked off with Alexa Bliss and her coronation of her Raw Women's Championship in the ring with the entire women's division on Raw. She basically went around making snarky, smart-ass comments to everyone except for Nia Jax. She wasn't about to fuck with Nia Jax. And basically just cutting a pretty damn good heel promo. She talked shit to everybody and saved Bayley for the last, and gave Bayley shit about her family sitting front row watching her defeat Bayley at Payback, and Bayley had enough and overturned the podium that Alexa Bliss was standing on, and that led to a 8-women tag match for the first match, the kickoff match on Monday Night Raw. For the most part, it was a decent match. I don't have any complaints. Alexa Bliss got the win. She DDT'd Bayley again and got the win. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that Alexa Bliss's finishing maneuver hasn't always been the DDT. I can't quite remember right now what it was, but is this her new finisher? I mean, is she the Dean Ambrose of the women's division? Is this her dirty deeds? I mean, it is what it is. The DDT as a finisher in this day and age isn't all that exciting, unfortunately, but I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see about that. I'm just going to run through this real quick, guys. I mean, there wasn't really a whole lot of really important, noteworthy stuff that happened. We got to see yet again Enzo and Cass. It was actually just a singles match with Enzo and Gallows, and they had a singles match, but again we see Enzo and Cass and Gallows and Anderson involved in a program together, and it's old, guys. It's boring. Luke Gallows got the win over Enzo. Not surprising, not important, very boring. I'm really bored and just not interested whatsoever in whatever Enzo and Cass are doing anymore. WWE has dropped the ball with them, and I could care less, to be honest. We got a backstage segment with TJ Perkins and Neville. Neville was pretty much saying to TJ Perkins, hey, I respect you and I know what you're doing. You're just trying to get Austin Aries out of the way to get your spot at the Cruiserweight Championship. So you got a match with him tonight. You're going to have to show me that you deserve it, that you're worth it. And TJ Perkins took his words to heart, and he instituted his new heel-like persona and applied it to later in the match that he had with Austin Aries. We'll talk about that later. Next, we got what was a pretty damn good segment. Seth Rollins came out and cut a really good promo. Maybe it's just me and the mindset that I'm in lately and my life in general, personally. But Seth Rollins' promo that he cut tonight was really good. I think it was meaningful, and I enjoyed it. I really did. Seth Rollins says that he wants Brock Lesnar, and he wants a shot at the Universal Championship. This leads Finn Balor to come out and pretty much tell him, I never lost the title, so when it comes to a number one contendership for the Universal title, the line starts with me, basically. And at that point, Dean Ambrose comes out and says that Brock Lesnar is never here. He's hardly ever here. He never wrestles. We haven't seen him since Mania. And since he's never here, my title is the number one title on Raw. The Intercontinental Championship is the title to have on Raw. And guys, I gotta say this real quick. I think the fact that Brock Lesnar has the Universal Championship is bullshit. Honestly, I'm sorry, but it's bullshit. I'm not saying that Goldberg should be the champion or anything, but what I'm saying is we've got a part-timer as the Universal Champion. We got a part-timer holding the most important title on Monday Night Raw, and the show is boring without a major title to build towards, in my opinion. You know, Brock Lesnar, if he's going to be the Universal Champion, which I'm fine with, but he needs to show up a little bit more often. He needs to be there. As of right now, the only thing that we know for sure is that Brock Lesnar will be defending his title in July, which is a whole more than 2 fucking months from now, at Great Balls of Fire. Yes, stupid fucking idiotic name for a pay-per-view. We've already been over that. But as of right now, Brock Lesnar is not scheduled to defend his title until July. That gives us 2 more fucking months with no major title in the picture. So Dean Ambrose is pretty much right. We're going to have the Intercontinental Championship take the place as the major title on Raw. So it is what it is. The Miz comes out and says that he made the Intercontinental Championship important again, and he should be the one fighting for it. So Dean Ambrose gets his cell phone out and calls Kurt Angle and sets up a triple threat match as the main event on Raw, pitting Seth Rollins against Finn Balor against The Miz for the #1 contendership of the Intercontinental Championship. Again, Dean Ambrose is fucking hilarious. He's more entertaining as a comedian, in my opinion, than he is as a wrestler, but we'll talk about that some more later. We had a 6-man tag match for the Cruiserweight division tonight. Tony Nese and Brian Kendrick and Noam Dar versus Rich Swann, Akira Tozawa, and Jack Gallagher. You know, guys, with the exception of Neville and Austin Aries and their program, and Neville as a heel, I could care less about the Cruiserweight division right now. I know it sucks, but again, WWE has dropped the ball with the Cruiserweight division, in my opinion. I could really care less about anybody besides Neville and Austin Aries. It was a decent match for what it was. The Cruiserweights can turn it up when they want to and really perform and put on a good show. And Jack Gallagher got the win, and it is what it is, guys. It was a 6-man Cruiserweight match that I believe they had 2 fucking commercial breaks in between. So, you know, not very interesting. Jack Gallagher gets the win for his team. And my camera is, when I make a lot of rapid movements, it seems like the lighting is adjusting every single time I move. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, after that, we got Sheamus and Cesaro come out and cut a heel promo amongst a sea of delete chants, which is something that constantly follows any segment that Matt Hardy's in. We're so sick and tired of waiting. It's only been about a month, if that, and we're done waiting. We want the fucking broken gimmick. We want it now, and we're tired of waiting. WWE, you need to do whatever you need to do. Break out that fucking checkbook, Vince. Write fucking TNA a check, get the broken gimmick, and get it done. The Hardys come out and say their response to the heel turn of Sheamus and Cesaro is as follows. Matt Hardy puts the microphone down and delete. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. He is still going in and out of character, of the broken character, quite often. The promo that he cut tonight, the very quick, to the point promo that he cut, he was still in the broken character. I mean, for most of everything he said, with the exception of them coming out to the Hardy's Boys music and Matt not mentioning the word broken. With the exception of those few things, Matt is pretty much in the broken character already. So hopefully this time next week or next month at the latest, hopefully we will see a full-fledged broken Matt Hardy. They run down to the ring. Sheamus and Cesaro run away, and that was pretty much that. We got, after this, guys, we got a match with Heath Slater versus Apollo Crews. Apollo is under the tutelage of Titus O'Neil, and he got a quick win over Heath Slater tonight. Yeah, not a squash match by any means, but he got a quick win over Heath Slater, or over Heath Slater tonight. So I'm liking the Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews pairing. I think maybe if we could see maybe a heel heel turn from Apollo Crews might be interesting. It might breathe a little bit of fresh air in his character, and I think a program with a heel Apollo Crews would be worth watching. Apollo Crews got the win, like I said, over Heath Slater. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm extremely tired. Just trying to make it through this without yawning and falling asleep. Kurt Angle comes out and says that he spoke with Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman, and neither one of them are done with each other yet. So we are nowhere close to seeing this feud end with Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman. Whatever pay-per-view's coming back next, expect to see Roman and Braun Strowman in a match again with some sort of stipulation or gimmick, possibly an ambulance match. So expect to see that to be the culmination of this feud, hopefully. It's been a great feud. These two are a good pairing. They work well together, and it's fun to watch anytime these two are in the ring together. So I mean, I got no problems with the feud, but it's time to move on. I'd like to see Braun Strowman beat Brock Lesnar for the championship, and I'd like to see it before SummerSlam, to be honest with you. So Kurt Angle comes out and announces that, and he wasn't out there 2 minutes when Bray Wyatt's music hit, and he came out to cut a promo. And guys, Bray Wyatt's promos are fucking, I mean, he's a poet. Bray Wyatt is a freaking genius on the microphone, whether it's live or pre-recorded or whatever it is. He's just he's on the money with his promos. He's just always exciting to watch. But I gotta say, this promo that he cut tonight, it was great and it was articulate and I really enjoyed it, but I really didn't understand what the fuck he was talking about. I don't understand the point. I don't understand. For a minute I thought that Bray Wyatt was going to come out and say, "Oh, I can help you, Kurt. I have mind control over Braun Strowman. I can get him to stop, but you'll have to do something for me," and blah, blah, blah. I thought that we was going to see something like that, which it could work, but I don't think we want to see Braun Strowman involved with Bray Wyatt again for quite a while. He's hot right now. Braun Strowman's probably the hottest thing in the company, and we don't need to see him dulled down. And that's what I thought. That's the only thing that I could make sense of Bray Wyatt coming out for. But Bray Wyatt pretty much said, introduced himself to Kurt Angle and said, "I need to know, are you going to let me do my work, or are you going to stand in my way?" Kurt told him, "You do what you gotta do. You just keep in mind that this is my show." Bray Wyatt laughs and said, "This may be your show, but it's my world." And that was the end of the promo. I don't know what the fucking point was to it, or what exactly he was trying to get across, but good promo, just kind of pointless in my opinion. Dean Ambrose. Next thing we see is Dean Ambrose has got a microphone and he is going around interviewing the participants in the main event tonight. He stole the microphone from the interviewer backstage with the Miz interview and took over the Miz's interview. When the Miz saw that he was talking to Dean Ambrose, excuse me, he didn't have anything to say. He just walked away. Dean Ambrose also interviewed Seth Rollins, and asked him if he thought that he could hang with Dean Ambrose. And Seth Rollins said, I've beat you before. I could do it again. Trust me. And Dean Ambrose said, I don't think you done screwed me once. There won't be a second time, alluding to obviously when Seth Rollins turned his back on the Shield. There's a Shield reunion in the works, guys. It was actually pretty cool to see Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins getting along in this segment backstage. It was pretty cool to see, and I'm looking forward to a Shield reunion, even if that does mean that we're going to have to put up with Roman Reigns for a while longer. But so be it. We get Austin Aries versus T.J. Perkins. Austin Aries gets the win. T.J. Perkins cheap shots him and beats the hell out of him, attacks Austin Aries, and leaves him in the ring. There you go. Not very interesting. It is what it is. It's been done before. Dean Ambrose and Finn Balor had a segment which was probably the funniest one of the night. Backstage, Dean Ambrose was interviewing Finn Balor, and told him good luck in your match and so on and so forth. It gave him a donut, said, "Here, eat a donut. I see veins coming out of your stomach." Finn takes a bite of the donut, and Dean Ambrose continues to eat the donut, and then we get to see the Drifter, and Dean was really enjoying the music the Drifter was playing, and it was a pretty cool segment with the Drifter backstage. I don't know where they're going to go with him, but I would. This whole thing of him just walking around playing music. I mean, he's the Drifter. That's his gimmick, and it's fun for a while. But they're eventually going to have to find something to do for this guy and put him in a program with somebody. But in the meantime, what he's doing is working, and Dean Ambrose is fucking hilarious. He's very entertaining, very funny, and we like Dean Ambrose in that role. I don't think he deserves the Intercontinental Championship. I don't think that he is a very good in-ring talent, but he is very funny and very entertaining. So hopefully, if he could work on his moveset a little bit in the ring, he would be top of my list. Goldust and R-Truth came to Kurt Angle asking him for a shot at the championship, and he said, "You haven't earned it." And Kurt Angle made a tag team turmoil match for next week, which will determine the number one contender for the Raw Tag Team Championships. So we got that match coming up next week that we can look forward to. I am absolutely positive 100% that Sheamus and Cesaro will win that match. Although I don't really, you never know about WWE. I'm pretty sure tomorrow night on SmackDown, Kevin Owens is going to invoke his rematch clause and win the title back. But that's just an example. None of us expected Chris Jericho to win the United States title last night at Payback. So you never know what WWE is going to do. As far as the tag team division goes, the only thing that I'm interested in is seeing the Broken Hardys. Period. That's all I care about. That's the only thing in the tag team division that I'm interested in. Sheamus and Cesaro turning heel. It was interesting, and it's going to lead to a good program, I believe, with somebody. But for the most part, all I really care about is the Hardys, guys. I just care about when are we going to see the Broken Hardys. That's all I care about in the tag team division. Finally, we make our way to the main event. Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins versus The Miz. These three guys put on a hell of a match. It was definitely match of the night, in my opinion. Just giving it everything they got, guys. This was in all honesty, it was pretty much a pay-per-view-esque caliber match for Monday Night Raw, and these guys did a great job. They was working their way to the end of the match. Samoa Joe came out and jumped Seth Rollins. Obviously, they're not done. Bray Wyatt came out and jumped Finn Balor, which I kind of expected that to happen. And Miz ended up getting the win. So Guys, the main event was very predictable. If you didn't see that coming, then you're obviously new to the WWE product. Uh, Anybody with half a brain could have told you that Miz was going to win that title shot, and that Samoa Joe was definitely getting involved in this match. I'm surprised he didn't come out while Seth was cutting his promo earlier, but when he didn't, I knew that he would at the end of the night. And I kind of expected Bray Wyatt to come out and attack Finn, but in all honesty, I was kind of hoping when Seth Rollins first came out and Finn Balor's music hit, I was really kind of hoping we was going to see a feud with those two. But Samoa Joe and Seth Rollins are not done. Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor are just getting started. And apparently Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns are not done. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's your Monday Night Raw review. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give it a 6. Just because, it wasn't bad. It wasn't great, but they did a little bit better than they did. I'm looking forward to SmackDown tomorrow. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho, and how AJ Styles is feeling about all this. So I am interested to watch SmackDown tomorrow, and hopefully it'll be a good show. Guys, follow me on Twitter at Dale74021. Pledge on Patreon, patreon.com/Dale7402. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let's get these views up just a little bit, guys. I'm struggling over here with this. I'm new at it, but I'm not completely ill-equipped to deliver good content to you guys. I know that I can. I just need a chance. I just need the support. So thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you tomorrow night with the SmackDown Live review. Have a good one.